Welcome to How Not to YouTube. This video is to show the workflow for the first version of any edit that I send. Now that I do break tests where I just pop, and I don't really include the entire storyline in it, we have to basically put together like a puzzle what each break test was so I can review it, look at the data, and come up with a storyline after the fact. And so this is the long, mostly uncut version, all the clips put together in order, how to do that, and what to cut out and what to leave for future B-roll and future fun audio clips like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Any nuggets that we leave in there, I call them. So if you watch this video in double speed, you can just kind of blow through my process of how I drop it in. There's probably tons of other ways of doing this, but this is how I start with one phone's worth of footage, add the other phone in there, and then some of the slow-mos, and then the charts. So you can skip around, or you can just watch the whole thing and follow along to see how I edit version 1, and the end result is either send over the working file or just render it, and then I can create all the talking points that I want to from a rendered 18-minute version of this video. So enjoy, leave comments on how you would go about it, leave comments about questions you might have, and we will continue to post different stages of our workflow in this channel so you can learn the behind the scenes of my other channel, How Not To. Okay, so my workflow looks like I'm gonna open up a new project. I'm gonna name it Stacked Carabiners because I know that's what it is. Usually when I do these, I will put the number of episode that it is, so I'm really organized. I name everything for 11 stacked beaners this way, version 1, version 2, version 3. And then this is everything in stacked beaners. So what I'll do is I'll just drop the whole thing in and I'll analyze it for you guys. Oh, cancel. When you do that, you can't have the actual project file. God forbid. Okay, so I always make sure that they're in order, and I'll just go to 942, 943, 944. Okay. The storyline is going to be based on this experience I had where we had, if you count the chain, 3 things in one beaner. There's also this clip of somebody whipping, and I guess that's just a JPEG screenshot. He fell and he broke his carabiner, and he didn't deck, but he said that's the cause of that. I'm not quite sure of that after this. But if you've never seen this content yet, you'll notice this is from 2 different cameras. You got 9242, and it goes down to 9242, and it jumps from 9254 to 9483. And if you ever see that, that is going to be the one phone versus the other. Now, I'll just tell you right now, this is the iPhone 13. It's the one that was in my hand, and this was the one Bobby had. So let's see here. I'm going to drop that and see what we get. No, that is not. That is horrible. So I'm going to take the iPhone 12 footage, and I'll see if there's a storyline in there, and then I will insert in the iPhone 13s as I see fit, which I'll just make sure I go to the first one, see what it is, and then here we go.
1mm rope, 0.5, and then you'll film me.
I watch everything in double speed. It's obviously not the intro. That's me explaining the experiment. This is obviously not the intro. This is the intro.
Okay, 0.5. Yep. So, drop towers. Scary. I love testing things because it's never, ever what I expect. I thought that fuse was going to be strong enough for what we're doing. The fuse is something that will break before the line scale. We're going to find out right now if the line scale survived. The box seems okay. The line scale is touching the edge of the box. And clearly I don't know how delicate cases work.
So you don't know that this is my first drop test ever on this tower as an editor. But you're going to pick that vibe up real fast. What you're going to do in first edit is make sure that everything's in order. So you have these other clips here and you have these first clips here. I'm just going to cut these pretty raw. If I talk, I'm going to cut it. So,
okay. 0.5. So, drop tower.
I'm going to just start it there at so. And just get rid of that. And I'm just going to put everything in order. The storyline is going to need to be added. And I'm going to do that after I watch the raw first edition. I'm going to say a storyline, and then I'm going to B-roll the crap out of it, basically. So these drop test videos, you can see here, they're usually going to just be the test. And these are full speed, it looks like. I'm probably going to leave the go for it because that could be a great way to intro the video out if I do this. I might pull out that audio from either another clip or something else.
The line scale fuse. Go.
So they're going to learn the line scale fuse broke. We don't need to belabor that point. So we want to show me coming down. I'll probably cut that a lot shorter.
That was a perfect descent. So, drop towers. Scary.
So I'm plugging perfect descent a lot. I'm trying to be funny about it.
I love testing things because it's never, ever what I expect. I thought that fuse was going to be strong enough for what we're doing. The fuse is something that will break before the line scale. We're going to find out right now if the line scale survived. The box seems okay. The line scale is touching the edge of the box. And clearly I don't know how delicate cases work. Line scale's like safe. Oh, you have to push both these to turn it on. I didn't have peak force on, so we have to look at the log. You can see. Can you get there? You do one. No, go one. There you go. Getting closer. You can see there that there's 99 next to the battery. That means one log has happened.
You can see there's a 10.02 right there. Now that I know about that, I would put an arrow right there and put max force. I'd probably eliminate a lot of me talking since I'm clearly not talking about what I don't know what I'm talking about.
1280 hertz. Do we want to go plug this?
Yeah, I think it's worth seeing.
Because I should have put on peak force, but I didn't. And
So
we're at 1280 hertz.
So I'm just going to cut it off there. Nothing else is useful. And I'm going to probably just put the graph on top of that and maybe a really quick shot of this if I even care, and maybe an arrow here just so people understand that, you know, what I did. I definitely want the line scale 3 to be demonstrated. I'd say a little bit back. The fuse broke, and then it flew over there. Some nice B-roll of it. I don't need more of that ever. We'll figure out. If this is good, like, time-lapse stuff, it doesn't seem to be good time-lapse. It's pretty boring. So we'll just back that off. If I say anything, that's maybe a nice little audio clip. So there's a little audio in here. Any nuggets? Nah, just me laughing. Ooh, maybe there might be me coming down. Nope. Combine that with the other shot. We're just going to cut this pretty raw right now. Boom.
My steel meter broke. All right, a lot of shit happened. Turn off the cameras and then I'll capture my perfect descent.
Okay, I didn't say anything valuable there either. So I could even speed that up time-wise so people can see I'm coming off from there, and I go.
It's so much fun. These guys.
Oh, I'm talking to myself at this point.
Perfect descent, so I could. Let's take a minute.
I would probably not use any of this footage, but I'm going to keep it here, and I'm going to lift it up just as a mark, you know, so I know to probably dump it.
You know what makes this fun? Nothing happens the way I think.
And it's all about how the steel beaner broke.
Side, and it peeled back the top of this knurl.
Yeah.
Knurl? Is it knurl?
Lock.
Is it knurl? What's that called?
Knurling.
Side, and we'll never find that.
I didn't say any of this correct. I know I didn't. You can listen to it if you had to.
Okay.
Could do that. That's pretty funny. That would be the cut. That's a nice little nugget. Call that a nugget.
I think we can repair it, man.
That's another nugget. Little sound bites. Just little.
I think we can repair it, man. Let's get some electric tape.
Probably won't use that whole clip because it's too long.
Are you in 2x? Do 2x. Yeah, get in there.
So all of this B-roll, this is all B-roll when he's 2xing. This would be put over the other stuff. Touching it right there. I would keep all of this. None of the audio would be used. These drop tower clips are always going to be pretty dang long. So I'm going to cut off all the fluff. Did I say anything profound? Now I'm holding a phone. There's going to be audio from somewhere else. That kind of sucks. And I don't even come down. There's no action shot. Okay. So obviously I had him say when. I don't need him to say when. Ever.
This isn't just perfect. This seems to be an okay shape except for the massive groove in it, and the dug bone broke. I was really hoping I could just impress everybody with like a 4 to 6 kilonewton carabiner break. The end? What's the conclusion? It's fine? It's not fine. Don't do that. It's not right. It's not right.
I would 100% cut off in all circumstances that much. There's some nice B-roll. I'm going to keep that in there. That's a nice reference point because I say that's the 4th test. For some reason, I don't have a lot of recordings. Now, we did another test, which is how I was able to break the actual carabiner. Boom.
No way.
I do like the no way. I would probably shrink that no way to say it like right after it fell, so you don't have to listen to it, so just watch it the whole time. But I'm reviewing it up there, so there's not a lot to do. So now we're going to go clip by clip. That's iPhone 12. We're going to go clip by clip on this stuff.
Holistic thing of a rope.
Yeah, it could easily be 12. Okay. Yeah.
So we had a old 12mm rope donated, and that's what we're going to use for this test because I'm not interested in the whole holistic thing of
If I talk confidently, it's good enough.
It's probably 15 years old, but it should give us the. We're looking forward to break those carabiners. Okay, confirmation.
So that was a.
It should give us the. We're looking forward to break those carabiners.
So that is a nice rough cut. I have a short and a long version.
This is something that will break. See there that there's 99 next to the.
So before that second test, let's see here. Where's the storyline? Because I'm just trying to record whatever I have to there to make a video. I might cut it there. Let's see what this one has. This is just B-roll of the same thing. That would just be the B-roll of it. That's all I needed, that one. I don't really have an intro. Not a good one. So we're just going to put it at the beginning to set up for the test. And, yep, I'll just drag that over, and then I'll drag that in front. Next. Obviously, this is after the first test.
This is a dummy. And this...
I'm explaining it.
What's this called? This is a dummy. And this... What's this called?
Flashing?
Flashing?
Yeah, flashing.
This is a dummy, or two dummies lashed together. These are 100 pounds each. This is a dummy, or two dummies lashed together. These are 100 pounds each. And we have a soft shackle going to our line scale.
So clearly I want to show that this experiment happened before I explain the experiment. So now that I know that, because I'm explaining the rope, I'm explaining the boom, coming down, that's a perfect descent. I could even show like that line scale later, but definitely before that. I'm going to take those guys and move that over. Probably go there. Okay. So this is going to be my next clip in here before I do the second test.
I'm determined. This small shackle will break before this fails, as they build a body weight above 90. This thing doesn't like it above 30. And then have a release right here. When I pull this, it pulls up. And then we got our swivels and our weight, so our rope comes back down. Otherwise, it just stays up there. So let's see if this even works. This is my first time trying this.
Oh, I have the soft shackle in there. So clearly, this is a great example of even if you're not there, you can reverse engineer what's going on. Yeah. This and this happened before that stuff. So before the test, I can drop, well, let's see here.
Otherwise, it just stays up there. So let's see if this even works. This is my first time trying this.
All right. I haven't dropped anything yet. That's my next clip. I still have, let's see here. The yellow soft shackle still in place.
Let's lift it up.
So all of that can be B-roll.
Kilonewtons. Starts at 2 kilonewtons.
That can be cut in so many ways. I'm going to just take that entire clip. While I'm talking right here, I can use that clip for B-roll. And that way everyone knows I have a Pelican case for it. So now I'm here. And I'm explaining my first experiment, which is probably the one that failed. Clearly, it's attached to that soft shackle, the infamous soft shackle. So I'm just going to drop the whole thing in. I don't want to become stuck on any of these. And then this is the slow-mo of it. Oh, I don't know what this is.
Turn on your phone and then pull.
No, that turned out to be nothing. Let's see here. Where's my... There we go. Boom. And I'm going to place that in there. before the other drop, so that's fine. It doesn't matter what order in that case.
Holy shit.
You know what? I'm gonna...
What broke?
The line scale.
He doesn't say anything.
What broke?
And I like that visual right there. So we're gonna just go out there. We're gonna take this out and we're gonna put that whole clip in there. That's where my audio is gonna come from for that good clip. And then this, I'm probably gonna talk about it right there on why I have that. So now what we can do is watch it break, come down, investigate the force. We find the line, we find the soft shackle. So in this guy's, I'm just gonna drop it in. And then we talk about it, we talk about it, we talk. There's no like long dead spots. Next. So this is our next test.
So after 10 kilonewtons, the carabiner looks like this. The other side looks like this. So far, not too bad other than that notch. The figure 8 looks like this. Figure 8 looks like this.
So that definitely after that test. And what we're going to do is this, everything at the beginning here is test 1, basically. And I'm going to leave a little micro gap before we go into test 2. So I know as I'm watching this the first round what I'm looking at. I can even drop, we'll drop these graphs in as soon as we're done. Obviously this 10.02 is the one for that, but I want to just stick with where I'm at here. That was something else. Okay, I already talked there. That's what that one is. Okay. All right. Boom. Any amazing... That's the only good audio. That's actually a good clip. I would... There we go. I could use a clip like that. So I'm definitely going to just... That was the second test. So we're going to leave a little gap there. We'll come to that in a minute. And now I'm... You know, even me pulling it off the thing might be okay. No, no good clip.
All right, that's getting pretty groovy now. But that still held. That's so disappointing. I really want... All right. All right, groovy now. But it still held. That's so disappointing. I really want something like that. Gear fear, I can't.
I like how Bobby's in the corner. Good enough. So this is second test. Second test. Boom. It's 100% the second test. That is probably the third test. I bet you this is the second test.
This is, what do we do? Same thing? Yeah. This was our second test with a beaner on top of a chain.
I would use that.
This was...
The video and the audio look good.
Test with a beaner on top of a chain.
And that's really nice for when we're just watching it, that it sounds the same. So it drops, it drops, it drops, it drops, and then the number. Let's move on.
Try to create gear fear so you don't clip beaners above other stuff, and it's orientated proper, but it's not working. So the rope broke, 17-inch kilonewtons. I like my safety glasses. Makes me feel safer up there. Let's go put 3 things in the same hanger and see if we can do this again.
It's a nice transition. I might not use all of it. I would say that is a summary of number 2 more than it is a thing of number 3. I'm explaining the test, so that's good.
Make sure my carabiner is locked. This is a big carabiner, and then this is what was down here. And that just doesn't sit well. And I think that's what happens when it actually breaks. So if it sits well at all, I can actually show you. Even this is actually sitting kind of okay. It's putting a lot more pressure on the one side. But if you try to get another carabiner in there, if you get it to fit, then it just is bad. It's all bad. So let's find out how many carabiners I'll lose during this test.
I think the whole thing is useful. We're just going to cut it down a lot more maybe with B-roll of the break test. So this is the actual test. 100% the test. That's what we're talking about. This is going to be my slow-mo, or not my slow-mo, but oh, I finally learned how to use 120 frames per second. Boom. I don't really need slow-mo to last longer than that. It's always just going to be the clip. I don't know if this even picks up audio of me talking. Nope. If I say anything profound, I'm going to miss it. That is definitely the third test. And this was me coming down, doing selfie mode, so I'm probably going to just cut that out entirely.
Dang, that's trash. Yeah, this is okay. This is one right now. Seems okay. Hey, gate's closed.
That's actually pretty funny. That gate's still on there, so we're going to leave that. And this is where I go selfie myself down.
Man, I wish there was an easy way to go up and down this thing. If only I had a perfect descent. Shameless plugs. This thing makes it so much fun. These guys loaned me a perfect descent so I could be able to go up and down this safely, because I didn't think using an ascender and a grigri was going to be sustainable. So link to buy a perfect descent down below if you are going to set up any sort of gym or top rope self-belay setup. This thing's awesome.
All right, that's a nice plug as part of this test. It's totally fine to have as part of this test.
This was the third drop. This was the third drop test we did.
Nice to have that record. What did I...
Loaned me a perfect descent so I could... Shameless plugs. This thing makes it so...
I would leave.
Shameless plugs. This thing makes it so much fun.
I would almost leave that part. You never know if I could cut to that B-roll. So then I'd put this on this side. All right. Are we done with third test yet? No. Did we review it?
Mystery has been solved. This steel beater was... Mystery has been solved. This steel beater was fine. It's the steel beater that held this and this together. I think it hit the dummy and broke it and then flew and landed over there. Let's get you a helmet.
I was undercover. I was in the building.
So we're already going to get trolled for helmets, so we want to be careful how much we point that out. Sometimes we point that out to fix the trolls. Sometimes saying that actually makes it worse, so we got to think about that. So steel beaner broke. But up here, the orange thing broke. I think they both broke. What is this? I think they both broke. You can see there. Okay. Well, this whole thing was pretty damn good clip, so we're just going to do that. But we have to make sure we tie in the story on why a steel beaner broke when I just showed this broke. So even though we know what happened behind the scenes because we see all this footage. So I might even do this and move the audio around since you can't see any lips. I really like that clip. I'm actually going to put it in front of that steel beaner, because that's better part of the storyline. Because we're now jumping over to this guy, and now I'm explaining this experiment.
We're going to try this.
I'll listen to that in a minute. Obviously, this was 2 tries. I explained the whole thing. The whole thing's the next test. I'll leave a little gap. We might even do reversals later.
That sounds terrible for my stuff.
Leave that audio in there.
Oh, the dog bone broke. Oh, the dog bone broke. Nothing's as dangerous as I want it to be.
I'll use the whole clip. I may not. Let's see, where did I go? Okay, I'm gonna use that whole clip there. So this steel beaner that went flying is part of, like, it broke when that shit landed, so...
I think we can repair it, man. It's not big. Are you in 2x? Do 2x. Yeah, get in there.
So all that B-roll. So that's the next test. There we go. Now I know where we're at. So test experiment, that dropped, and then I come down. Okay. Am I doing another test? That's another test. That's a whole nother test.
I had to change this to the new hanger because we did an 18 kilonewton break on our rope, and now it's like this. So it's still got singles. So now that's breaking. Ooh, that sounds terrible myself. Oh, the dog bone broke. Nothing's dangerous as I want it to be.
Maybe. You can see, like, the dog bone broke. So this test is definitely after the dog bone. This is how you put all the pieces together. You can see the dog bone broke.
I was really hoping I could just impress everybody with like a 4 to 6 kilonewton carabiner break. The end? What?
So this is probably a whole different thing. So I'm just going to add this. We know this is the slow-mo for this test. Boom. I'm not saying anything profound in a slow-mo. So just drop that down there. So that's the actual test.
Okay, this is not the same shape it was. I can't even get this thing open. It's permanent.
All right, that was right after we did the test. I don't even care anymore. This is the results of that.
Fourth, I think. Fifth. Fourth, I think. Fourth, I think. Fifth.
So, oh,
I think.
right there.
Fourth, I think. Fifth.
So we know it's one of the two. So it doesn't matter. This this broke. So that could be used when I'm telling a story of B-roll. These 120 frames per second are small. They all have to be cropped in. Okay, so the black was fine. He's holding that beaner. We show it in more detail. Come on, baby. Oh, that's the whole video. Okay. So that's all of the the iPhone 13 clips. So this is the... So we got some mystery clips here. We'll leave the mysteries for now. Those mystery clips. So now we have what I would say storyline. And this can just be put at the beginning as more or less reminders. And this is really what the story is built on. So I'm going to build this up later when I talk. And it's this Instagram post that we saw. And I'm going to grab the Instagram clip later. If I give you where to find this, then you would just screen record that later. I did not do that in this folder that I had prepared. And so this is all Canon R6 shots from the weekend. And they're all in order. And these were our first tests. So they're pretty easy to see. That's the red one. That's the red one. That's the second one where we lost. Let's see here. Ah, you can see that we lost a beaner here. And we lost something up here. And we'll like play and replay this a lot later. The fact that these are separated, but these are in order. There's the sling, and then I think, because that was connected to the steel beaner. And then what's nice is the next test is so obvious. So let's grab all these. Test 1. Test 1. And we could just put, I want to put this where it belongs, because I want it to feel like the episode is somewhat in order. So that angle, it can easily go right there. Okay. Second test. Our slow-mo is there. Don't have us. Really doesn't matter as long as we've got it. So, and then I really don't need more than that, so I'm just going to cut it off there. And that can go right after that clip. These are pretty long clips anyways. Honestly, I'd probably cut it out. You don't need as long that of a clip. Boom, snap. Unless there's something cool happening, let's just cut it. I guess same with this guy. Good enough. Test 2. Test 3. And we want to make sure that this actually... so that broke there. And it broke the carabiner. So we know that's what we got. So this is the drop right here. Okay, so I'm just waiting. It's in here somewhere. Boom. Nothing looks fancy after that. That's the next one. Don't really have to cut too much. I'll trim it up a little. Super good enough. Next test. So from this angle, we're going to add this angle. This is the next one. And we're verifying, oops, that was 2 tests in 1. We're verifying that this is a, there we go. So that's the sling that broke up there. Out. Drop it in. So you could see the sling falling with the beaner attached to it at the end. Here we have sling falling with the beaner attached to the end. Cool. So we know we got it. And then we have, there's a nice slow-mo there. We can just add this next one right after that. Okay, and then boom, and the sling stayed on top. Let's verify that happened. Yes, the sling stayed on top. So all our science is lining up. And I think that's, yep, that's all 5 tests.
That was our fourth test. All right, that was our 4th test.
Okay. So that's our 5th. And we don't have a number for this guy. So before I come down, I'm going to add that guy here. And this one, sling stayed on top. If I'm not mistaken. That's what happened here. Sling stayed on top. And we didn't have that angle. Perfect. Cool. Now, that might be that black carabiner. We're like, except for the notch in
Seems to
it.
be an okay shape except for the massive groove in it.
And I think this is the massive groove in it. Cool. So we got our massive groove. Massive groove. Okay, all our tests are there. Now let's put these guys in. They should be in order, but you want to verify that the force is correct. So we are just lining up for the experiment. We did the first one. We see the number 10.02. So before we go find that one, I'm just going to put this boom right there. And we can detail that chart up later. That is a very later project to do. Now, it looks like I've got two 10.02s, and that's not statistically likely. So, oh, yep. You got two of the same thing. So if you go over to this folder, for some reason it spit out this and this. You can see 1.10, which is the force, and then, or number 1 was the file, 10.02 is what it is. So number 2 would be 17.63, which is easy enough. Just skip them. I guess, are they both PNGs? Yes, they are. Both are PNGs. So the next one, right there, 17, yep, that lines up. Next one. $13.69. Boom. Oh, that. Make sure you push command. Okay, next one. 16.09. Drop it in. And the last one. 17.08. So you can see I've got some in here we don't need. 0.64 is a different test. Ah, we've got 13.69 and 16.09. Why is, now we have a mystery to solve. 17.63 was, no. $13, 16, and 17. Nope, that was number 2. It says right there. The second one is 17.63. You can see file number 2 right here. It's like a puzzle. So we want, if we literally can't solve it, then this is the right line scale. You can see the number here. You can see the log is on. There's 5 recordings already done. And we have 17.63 here. So what I'll do, you can see the 3rd file, 4th file. Ah, number 4th and number 6th. We don't have a number 5th. There is no number 5. So you could just put here, no number 5 data chart We have the data. We don't have the chart. And I would say you could actually just put that. Oh my gosh. It's possessed. Command. There we go. No number 5 chart. Throw that right there. Okay. We did 5 tests. They're all spaced out by a little gap. We don't want the gap to be too small. So we'll just have a little gap. That's okay. That's okay. Cool. So we know that's the first test. What we could do if we really wanted to make things simple, second test. And then I could do third test. And I could do fourth test. And fifth test. There we go. Super easy to understand what's going on, and all the usable clips, including B-rolls and talking points that I would shorten, and then the storyline at the beginning of basically what's obvious as notes. Let's see here. It's a video file.
We have a European death knot on an American death triangle. Triangle on repel.
So I don't need more than that. That has nothing to do with the story. It's the stacked carabiners. Save. This thing is now 18 minutes long, and you can do a quick check. Ropes, I talk about it. I set up the experiment. Drop, come down, talk, line scale, graph, what broke. Next. Oh. And what's interesting is I could, let's bring that, boom, break. Now, before I come down, this clip makes way more sense here, and I don't care about that gap. Okay.
Machine. A lot of things to explore with the drop tower. I'm pretty excited. That's not what we came out here to do. Let's do our next test.
Next test. So it's real obvious that's the next thing to do. Drop. Results. Drop. I don't care. A little bit out of order. On the ground. You never saw me come to the ground. That's okay. Third test. Explaining the experiment. I'd say it's totally worth doing this at this point. Drop, evaluate at the top, come down, B-roll, chart, don't need to resize graphs at this point. The first thing that broke, the second thing that broke, evaluating both things that broke, B-roll of the thing that broke. Fourth. Experiment design. And we're going to make sure this is saved. And come down, talk. Fifth test. I might have missed one because I did not do another one. Results. Come down, talk about results. Number 5 chart. No number 5 chart. Done. Could either render it or just give me the project file.